Hello, my name is Muhammad Irfan bin Nizam and my student ID is 0137142. Okay, so for this personal development project, I set a short-term goal to grow and harvest a chili plant within 4 weeks and then cook it together with my group, using it all together in our own vegetables. In the first week, I planted the chili in a pot and placed it in where it could get good sunlight. I tied it to a support stick and began watering it daily. I was excited, but also unsure if it would grow fast enough. By the second week, I noticed new leaves were forming, though some showed slight curling. I suspected it was due to pests or inconsistent moisture. So I removed weeds around it and to make sure the soil wasn't too wet. In the third week, the plant started growing taller and firmer. I added a short second stick to help keep it upright and checked it twice daily for progress and health. It felt like taking care of something that relied on me. In the final week, the plant looked strong and ready. Its leaves were healthy and the buds were well formed. I harvested carefully and brought it to class where we prepared a simple dish using all our homegrown ingredients. Seeing my efforts become part of a shared meal was honestly very satisfying and reminded me of how small, consistent actions, such as like watering and care, can lead to something bigger when done with purpose. This project helped me appreciate the patience and consistency needed to grow something from scratch. Watching my chili plants develop week by week, especially when buds begin to appear, gave me a real sense of progress and responsibility. One of the biggest challenges was pest control. I noticed curled leaves in the second week and had to research ways in order to manage it. Time management was also tough at first, but I also improved by creating a watering schedule. If I were to do this again, I'd start with better soil preparation and use natural fertilizer. I also coordinate more with my group to make the process smoother. In the end, I learned small, consistent efforts really do lead to the most meaningful results.
Greeting, Miss. My name is Masood Suleiman Mohammed. My ID number is 0139147. My project was to grow a bean sparrows. So the whole process was quite interesting for me. I mean, the whole project was very interesting and very exciting for me because I learned a lot about different type of beans like mung beans, soybeans, red beans, black beans, and different type of beans. And it was new experience for me because this type of beans or this type of plant, we don't grow it in my country. We just use beans as beans, we just cook it. So it was like new experience for me. The first week, it was like soaking a beans. You just put the beans and put it into water for like 1 to 2 days. It depends on the type of beans. I use mock beans, so I just took 1.5 day until it open or it crack. So after that, you put it in a container and cover it with clothes, light clothes at lower part, and upper part I cover it with thick clothes because to keep my seed moist. So after that, and then it cover the top part. I mean the whole container for in black clothes, and then put it away from sunlight. So at the second week it started to sprout bit. It was the second week. It is all about controlling amount of air, amount of water, just to keep it moist. And I was exchanging water, or I just moist it. Put a water into it uh, after every 12 hour. So it was like twice a day. So the second week it was all about that. And the third week also the same process, but the third week my beans started to grow a bit longer and produce some roots. So it was already at the, I mean, this last point of growth. So at the end of the third week, it was already ready for harvesting, but some beans were not like didn't grow well. So I just keep waiting for it to grow, all of them to grow at similar level, and then after 3 weeks and fourth week, I just harvest it, and we meet with my group and cook it together with other plant from my fellow group. So there was a lot of challenge that I faced through this project. The first one was to find right beans. I mean, it took me 2 weeks to start this because I took first beans, it failed, second time, third time. So it was quite difficult for me. And the second part was to control this amount of moist, because when you put it into container, the amount of moist, it has to be like moist, not soggy. I mean, the amount of water has to be like not too much water. If it's too much water, then the seed will die. So that was big challenge for me. I think that was big challenge. So through all this process, all this whole project, I learned a lot. I learned about this borrows. So this was, like I said before, new experience for me. I think if I get a second time, I will do it better, because I learned different way of growing it. So right now I know like three way to grow this kind of tree. So I think I will do it better for the second time. And I think I will introduce this plant to my community, because we don't grow it there. So if I return back, I will introduce to them, and then uh, maybe it will be new things for them. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
So hello miss, my name is Sudhindra. My student ID is 0138726. So the task which I had to do was growing the bayam. So it was a tough task at first because I couldn't get the seeds. I was hard for me to get because I went to a few stores. They didn't have it. So in the end, after a few days, and I managed to find it at the plantation shop. They had the seeds. So growing this bayam was quite an interesting assignment for me, and I learned a lot of things from it. So for me, growing this bayam means it helps me to learn about nature, patience, and also responsibility. So I'll start off with how my progress went off. So before that, I want to say thank you so much, Miss, for giving this opportunity. It was a really fun and meaningful experience. At the same time, I also had great time with all my group mates. I didn't know them at first, but after meeting them, we at the end made the cooking also. It was very nice people, and I enjoyed doing this activity. So I'll start off in my plantation. So in week one, the first week, I was very excited because it was the first sprout appeared. It showed me how small efforts like watering and placing the pot in sunlight can lead to growth. So in the second week, I noticed more seedlings started to appear. It was very encouraging for me because I felt motivated to keep taking care of the plant, and I felt I had a very important responsibility to do it. So in the third week, the seedlings started getting taller, and that made me very happy because I felt proud. Yes, finally my plants started growing. Because at first, a few days it wasn't growing. So and the third week I saw it was growing more and more and more higher. I was very happy. So I learned that consistency and patience was very important. Some days the growth was fast and some days it was very slow, but every day mattered for it. And for the week four, by the fourth week, the biome looked healthy with many green leaves. I felt really proud for what I had grown and more, and I felt really connected to nature. So, in conclusion, I want to say is this experience taught me responsibility and showed how simple daily actions can lead to great results over time. With this, I feel really happy with what I did, and that's all from me, Miss. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Winnie Enrique, student ID 0137148. Now I will share how I plant my onions. First, prepare a container and water. Put water in the container and put the onions in the container. After that, put it in a place where the temperature is okay and put it in the sunlight. I put my plants on my study table and on the window because the sunlight will shine in that place. My plants can grow at night and day and make sure to always add water, for example, 2 times a week. In the second week, add enough water to grow well. In the third week, my plant almost died and I continue to save my plant by changing enough water. In the fourth week, my plant started to grow well and healthy. My planted this plant quite challenging because this plant needs a lot of water and the temperature must be okay and not too hot. Sometimes I had to change the water and almost caused my plant to die. And from here I learned the importance of sufficient water because onions need consistent watering especially when the weather is hot and avoid excessive watering. I learned that too much water can cause root and stunted growth. An improvement to try in the future is to always remember and record water changes and not water.
Hi, I'm Teo
Jing
Jun
Hong
Hong.
and my student ID is 0138558. Now I will share how I grew kangkong at home. First, I plant the seeds in well-drained soil and place them in a sunny spot where they could get lots of natural light. For watering, I keep it simple. No watering on rainy days and just a little water on hot days to keep the soil from drying out. In week 1, I plant the seeds and make sure the soil stays moist while getting enough sunlight every day. By week 2, small sprouts appeared, and I was happy to see the young leaf reaching up toward the sun. In week 3, the kangkong started to growing fast, mostly thanks to the rain. I only need to water them by hand once in a while. By week 4, the plants were tall, green, and healthy, fully grown and ready to harvest. This simple process shows me that gardening doesn't need to be difficult. With just a little time, care, and consistency, we can grow our own food. It's not only easy but also fun, relaxing, and very satisfying. Now, here are a few things I learned from this journey. First, I learned that it's great to work with nature. When it rained, I didn't need to water the plants. This helped me save water and still keep the kangkong healthy. At the beginning, I sometimes forgot to water them on dry days. To fix that, I used reminder notes and that helped me stay on track. I also learned that small efforts can lead to great results. Even with simple care, I was able to grow fresh and healthy kangkong. Next time, I did like to try mulching to help the soil hold water for longer. I also want to try planting basil next to the kangkong because basil can help keep bugs away. In the end, I learned that gardening doesn't have to be difficult. If we consistent and take care, we can grow our own food at home. Thank you.